prior to the passage of Amendment 2, there wasn't really a legal organization in Colorado per se. There was a community center, there was an advocacy organization, but there was actually no legal infrastructure in Colorado at the time. So through the 80s and the early 90s, we really just had Sue Anderson and her group and some very, very dedicated donors and some very, very dedicated lobbyists. But the amount of money and time that we were putting into that was really kind of minimal. So when Amendment 2 went on the ballot, a campaign was formed, and I wasn't involved in activism at all at the time. So my big involvement was giving money, and I think I gave the most money to Amendment 2. But compared to what we all give to LGBT rights now, it was really quite small. So after Amendment 2 passed, I think everybody was disappointed, depressed, angry. I think I was all of those things. You could go to meetings of community activists and just watch the anger, watch the frustration that it had passed, and we really didn't know how to fix it. So after I got over being depressed, I got angry. And that really is what led to the formation of the Gill Foundation. So you can say that Amendment 2 and all the right-wing activists created the Gill Foundation, because otherwise I don't think I would have done that. So after Amendment 2 passed, the real inspiration for giving away money and starting the Gill Foundation came from my business partner, Fred Abrahimi. And he actually told me, Tim, you should give $1 million to teach people that discrimination is wrong. And I thought, gee, $1 million, that's a lot of money. Well, as it turns out, I've spent, I think, something of north of $350 million so far, so I kind of overshot Fred's target. My contributions to roll back Amendment 2 really consisted of funding organizations like CLIP, the Center, Equality Colorado, and all of the people that spent years and years working on that process of getting Amendment 2 repealed. So our next challenges in Colorado really aren't so much on a legal front as they are on a legislative front. We still need to ban conversion therapy, and the right is always looking for ballot initiatives they can come up with to roll back our rights. So in 30 states, LGBT people still don't have equal protection under the law. And really going forward, it's our charge to go in and fix that. It's going to be hard. Those are some of the tough states. They're not any of the states that voted for marriage. But all of the people in those states contributed money to make marriage possible. They contributed money in New York, they contributed money in California, they contributed money in Colorado. And we owe it to them to go to those states and make sure they have equal protection as well. So I think the Center does a great service by mentoring and supporting our youth, and by working with corporations to make sure they properly implement the non-discrimination laws we already have in Colorado. But I think something the Center can do going forward is actually work with state government, to work with agencies within the Colorado government to make sure that they implement the laws that have been passed in the most expansive possible way. So after the marriage decision, we actually saw a drop in donations to LGBT organizations nationwide. And our work is far from over. If you look at places like our loss in Houston, if you look at any of a variety of southern states, any of those 30 states that don't have full LGBT protections, all of them need our time, our attention, and our money. It is incredibly important that all philanthropists, whether they're from Colorado or elsewhere, continue the fight, continue to give their attention, their time, their money to making sure that LGBT people everywhere have equal treatment under the law in the United States of America.